there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. My issue with the looks and heights debate. My issue with that looks and height debate, because you know what, we getting whole channels, whole programming, everything, talking about the whole looks and height thing. Now, here's the thing. On one level, the people who say, well, it's all about your looks and height, they're accurate. Even though, the height, the looks thing, they'll focus on guys with that sharp jawline and the height over 6 feet at least, but maybe 6'2" at best, right? And they're right, though. If a guy, you know what, if he got like that sharp face and he got that height, he got great bait. Let's just be real. We can't argue against that. You can't argue against. Some people try to argue against it, but I don't think they're arguing against it in the right way. And women definitely will go for that, right? But see, here's the problem I have with it. The same people can't explain how guys who don't have that sharp jawline and don't have that height out here fucking. And they getting a lot. They can never explain that one thing. They don't even go for it. They act like if you don't have it, it's over for you. But I'm like, well, wait a minute. Many of the players out here ain't 6 feet or had a strap jawline. Because let's be real on it. Let's be real. That shit is rare. How often do you see? Seriously, I want anybody to say, how often do you see that every single day? From somebody you don't know, like a total stranger, even a man. Even though I question men checking out other men like that, you can tell if it's a sharp jawline. How often do y'all see that? On a daily basis. Seriously, how often do you see it? And then, how often do you see a guy over 6 feet? Like, real talk. Like, I'm 5'11", so I definitely know. So if I look at somebody, they taller than me, I say, okay, they over 6 feet. But shoot, usually when I'm right up on somebody, I'm either maybe got an inch or two over them, or slightly taller, like definitely taller, right? Hold on. I'm just coming from the gym. Oh, just as a tangent. Hey, getting back into it. Hurt my leg the other week, though, so I ain't doing any leg exercises. I'm really doing cardio. Trying to let that heal up, but still doing the bench presses. Got my bench press back up to 275 without a spot. So I gotta grab somebody in there to spot to go higher. I ain't trusting it. I ain't gonna get in there and do 315 without a spot. I ain't trying to kill myself. I gotta have a spotter. But anyway, getting back to it, nobody can explain that. Cause see, let's get real about that. The sharp face, dreamy face dude, who's over 6 feet. And let's add some stuff to it, muscular. What Cousin T-Talk called them, alpha showpieces. And Cousin T-Talk, he coined that term, and guys like that are less than 1% of the population. And a whole lot of them have a tendency to become diesels. So, if you're talking about male exotic dancers, or, thanks, man. Thanks, sis. Anyway, if you're talking like guys who become male exotic dancers or gigolos or something like that, or models, that's actually a small percentage of the population. And let's be real, they get this provided they're heterosexual. See, that's the thing. It's not enough for them to go around, and these women out here still horny. And just to be clear, if you take an honest look, and I know a lot of guys just focus, well, what about the women in the 8 to 10 range? Okay. A lot of them fuck like average looking dudes, or at best slightly above average dudes. And those dudes ain't always over 6 feet, and always definitely don't ever have that like square jaw. Now it's really pushing it to say some ugly dude, right? That's really pushing it. Let's just be real. Even though I say sometimes some women go for it, that's rare. Let's just be real. But I would say the dudes at least look average. And I'm like, where these guys go? You don't see this? Because let's be real now. Because every now and then you get some fool who will say, well, Rom, you hoes, you don't know what's up. And I remember somebody was talking about another older content creator, oh, they in their wheelchair or something like that. I would say this, anybody saying I'm old, come in the gym, tell me how much you bench. Let's go in the gym. Or if you really got a problem, let's go in the ring. Nah, and I'm dead serious. Let's see the age. And let's be real on something. I'm still going out. Where am I making this video from? I ain't making it from my home. I'm driving. And I got 2 stops. You know, I only show y'all just one while I do this video, and I always go straight home. You know, so I'm out here, and I'm going off what I see. And trust me, I can read body language, and I be seeing dudes who don't have, at least I don't know if a woman think they're cute or not, which is another thing I said. Dudes need to stop thinking only the square jaw women's just going to find just the jaw attractive. Women weird like that. They really are. They like what they like. Sometimes they like a round face. Sometimes they like maybe a chubbier face. It depends on them, you know. Sometimes they like that baby face or something. But whatever the case, it's not always that square jaw thing. And just from numbers, pure percentage, these women ain't lined up for like those alpha show. It's not enough to go around. I mean, that's the simple thing. That's just common sense. And then if you actually go out, if you walk through malls, if you go to gyms, like I work out at 2 different gyms. And, you know, I'll be seeing like the women who would be considered in the 8 to 10 range. They don't be with like that model looking dude all the time. And you could tell when they just cool, maybe just friends, and they actually doing something. You know, when she rubbing up on him and stuff like that and giving him a look, you know he fucking her. And it don't always be like that 6-foot dude. And sometimes and I've known of cases where I've known the women, they were dealing with some dudes like 5'5" and stuff. I always talk about this one dude I knew. I ain't seen him in years, but that dude was dealing with some badass women. In fact, he would purposely go for women like who were 5'10" and fine. I've seen it. Like I seen his receipts right up front in person. That dude purposely went for 2 Amazons and 1 badass young. You know? And you just see this shit. Damn girl, hold up. Good body rocking. Damn old woman with that Yanni. That butt dump. Good lord. Anyway. But seriously though, man, it's like, see, that's the problem I have with it, because people talking it and they'll do all these measurements and stuff, but I'm like, do you go outside? Where do you live at? Do you hang out at, I mean, seriously, it's just a simple matter of just going out. Just go someplace. So like, if you got a mall in your area, go there. I mean, for those who are familiar with where I'm living, I'm in Bel Air, Maryland, you know, right outside of Baltimore. And what malls you got? You got Towson Town Center, East Point Mall, White Marsh. And be walking through there. I remember a couple weeks ago, I said me and my son were going through Anne Arundel Mills Mall. And I purposely counted the number of dudes who were probably under 5'7", because when I was walking through, my son was at least 5'7", and I purposely looked for dudes that were under his height. And these are older men, and they walking around with women who I would say are rated at least a 7, because I purposely only counted women with like tight bodies. I purposely counted. Now I saw a couple with some overweight women or overweight shorties, and I purposely didn't count them. So purposely at least got a tight body. It's hard to tell the full face because they had masks on, but you can at least look at the body and say, oh, okay, they at least got a tight body. And they getting this, they holding hands and stuff. Shit, a couple of them were walking around with their kids and whatnot, and you could tell the kids got a combination of both the parents. And shit, kids are the ultimate receipt. And I'm like, so if that's the case, why are these guys so focused on a small percentage? And like I said, I give credit where it's due. They right. Women do go crazy when they see that alpha showpiece. How often do they see it though? You know? And see, the one thing, women still want sex. I've been saying that. A lot of guys don't believe that. You think how they gonna wait for some guy that, one, they could go years without seeing, but they got this one guy right there who's cool. And then, you know, some people try to throw money and status into it, but come on now. These guys don't look like they're making money like that. Money men tend to look a certain way, carry themselves a certain way. There's actually a deeper thing with that. You know? You know, what status they got? These just ordinary dudes with some ordinary women. You know? And when I say ordinary, they at least like had something going on. And in fact, shoot, I remember I said it that week I did the thing. That time I did the thing. One of the baddest women there was a taller, and she was with this dude who was he was short. Hey, he was chubby. He wasn't even stocky. He was short and stocky. But you could tell by the body language how they were touching each other. He was with her. You know? Now I know some people say, well, it's money or something. I was like, that dude didn't look like he had money. One thing, when people have money, they dress a certain way, even if they try to be casual. And they carry themselves, they walk a certain way. There's certain things. He ain't look like it. He looked like just a regular old dude. You know? But whatever the case, that's the issue I have with it, because it's so much there though, man. It really, seriously, it's like, dude, y'all go outside? Seriously. Y'all go outside, people be like so busy in their phones, not like leaving their porch and shit. I'm like, well, dude, where you live at? You ain't see this? Now, is it every single average looking man or guy that's under 6 feet? Hell no. Let's just be real, but let's be real on something else too. If we talking about just attractive women, I say 7 and up. I'm saying 7 at the minimum. And then definitely in the 8 to 10 range. There ain't that many out there, man. Shit. There ain't that many out there. You know? But it still happens. You still see it. I mean, shit. Like, in fact, in this area, I started wondering, because, you know, people be saying, oh, yeah, all the pretty, real pretty women, they, you know, they just want that tall, square-jawed person, look like a model, built like crazy. And I'm like, in the area I live in Bel Air, Maryland. I've seen a lot of women, some I even know, because I know a lot of young women from, like, the stores in the area. They be with stocky dudes. They be with stocky dudes, round face stocky dudes. I mean, they in decent shape, but they ain't like cut. They ain't getting no modeling contract. You know, I'm serious. That's the real world, man. And I would challenge anybody. If you trying to say I don't know what's going out here, well, okay. I tell you what. You tell me my itinerary for the day. You prove beyond a shadow of doubt that all I'm doing is just sitting at home. I'm going out. You know? In fact, I've had some people who follow me on YouTube. They see me out at different gyms, different malls. They had one brother. You know who he is. Yeah, I'm in the mall and stuff. He walk up to me and say, "Hey, Uncle Rom." People know me around this motherfucker. I'm gonna stay home. Shit. So I see what the fuck going on. And people need to get off that shit. They gotta understand that. Like, it's time to get some reality up in here, man. You know, that's the reality. Stop limiting it. I mean, shit. You got some motherfuckers fucking like crazy. And like I said, it's a very simple reason, really. Ain't enough of those alpha show pieces go around. Less than 1% of the population. I remember when I did a video on it. Damn, motherfucker. White folks. Anyway, this person gonna go around me just so they can go down that way. Ain't no way they had to get that bad. But anyway, right? Yeah, that's just a reality. Let me be clear with it. Let me be clear. And this is my position. I deal with the reality. I'm called Field Master for a reason. I go by what I see. I take shit like happening with people or said by people hiding behind screen names or using like limited studies with a grain of salt. You know? You gotta get out there and see what actually happens. You know? You gotta see it. Like, I witnessed that shit. You know? And anybody who pay attention, you go to any mall. Like I said, if you live in the Baltimore area, just go to Towson Town Center. Shit, go to White Marsh. If you want to go a little bit more hood, go to East Point Mall. Shit, go to some in Dundalk. You'll see a fine-ass woman with a dude who ain't all that. That's just the reality of the situation. So, Anyway, I wanted to share that because the reason I want to say it, too many dudes think, oh, it's over. I'm not this, I'm not that. First of all, don't listen to no men anyway. Don't listen to any men like that. Because you get some dudes be asking a man how they look. That man don't have a vagina. That man does not have a vagina. He can't really even give you an educated thing. He don't know what a woman gonna look at. I've personally known some women, you know, you be thinking the dude might be considered ugly or something. They going crazy thinking, oh, he's so gorgeous and everything. That's why I don't even get into that shit, man. Come on, we gotta deal with the real world. Because I'm gonna tell you what, at the end of the day, people gotta take that shit to the streets. Real talk. You gotta take that shit to the streets. That shit gotta be play out in the real world. And if somebody's got an issue with it, well, okay, show me in the real world. Show me. Tell me where you've been. Tell me where you observed. Explain your research methods. All right? So anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.